शुक्लांबरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। दयानंद रूपम मदाचार्य मीडे। So 10th shloka we are looking at. Akarva sarva mangala kala kadamba manjari rasapravaha madhuri vijrumbana madhuvratam स्मरांतकं पुरांतकं भवांतकं मखांतकं गजांतका अंधकांतकम, it's come right, अंधकांतकम गजांतकम. How is it in, I should look at my book. गजांतकांध अंधकांत Tamantakantakam. Wait, I look at my book. Something doesn't seem to be right. Smarantakam, Purantakam, Bhavantakam, Makhantakam, Gajantakandhakantakam, Tamantakantakam Bhaje. Okay. Akarva tam antakantakam bhaje. I worship him. Okay. Tam Shivam antakantakam. I worship the one who puts an end to the one who puts an end. Okay. So who puts an end to what? Yamadharma Raja puts an end to one's life. Okay. He's the one who puts end to that particular janma. So Shiva is the one who puts an end to that Yama. So we saw this in the previous verse also, right? Smarachidam Purachidam, the same meaning. Tam antakantakam bhaje. Then Gajantakam, one who put an end to the arrogant mad elephant. Smarantakam, destroyer of Kamadeva. Purantakam, destroyer of Tripura. Bhavantakam, destroyer of Samsara. Makhantakam, who destroyed the yaga of Daksha Prajapati. So this is simple, whatever we saw in the previous verse. Akarva. The karva means imperfect, less, low. Something which lacks. It lacks something. It's not complete. Akarva means which is complete, purna, never ending or abundance, perfect. All these meanings are there for akarva. Akarva sarva mangala means mangala, mangala auspiciousness in abundance, which is purna, purna mangalatvam. Akarva sarva mangala. Kadamba manjari, collection of flowers. Kadamba, we say, no? Kadamba, in south we have this, the flower person will bring, vendor will bring kadambam, he will be selling. Kadamba means it's all flowers are put together, that is kadamba. Rasa is nectar and pravaha means flow. Vrijamba means that which is fully bloomed, okay? Fully bloomed, kadamba manjari klipta. So here Shiva is compared to a bee, madhuvratam. The nature of the bee is to buzz around and drink the nectar. That is the nature of the bee. So it takes nectar. So Shiva is like a bee which drinks the continuous flow, pravaha. Okay. Rasa pravaha, the continuous flow of madhu, honey, madhuri, the sweetness. So this is what the bee does. And Shiva, like a bee, is taking the continuous flow of nectar from the bunch of Kadamba flowers. You hear the collection of Kadamba flowers means the 64 art forms. Okay, Chatushashti Kalas. Shiva, if you want to know the 64 arts, okay. So the arts are compared to the Kadamba flowers. The arts are compared to the Kadamba flowers. And the essence of the flowers, okay, the art, that is what Shiva enjoys. So the arts are compared to the Kadamba flowers, and the collection of all the 64 arts are Kadamba Manjari. Okay. Vrijumba means fully bloomed. So the flowers are fully bloomed. The essence of this arts is honey, and he is taking this honey. That is the meaning of this shloka. Okay. The 11th shloka. Jayatva Dabhra Vibhrama Brahmad Bhujanga Jayatva Vibrama Brahmadbhuta Bhujangamashvasa. Okay, Bhujangam Ashvasa means it's breathing. Bhujangam Ashvasad Vinirgamat Kramaspurat Karala Bhala Habyavat. Jayatva Dabhra Vibhrama Brahmad Bhujangam Ashvasad Vinirgamat Kramaspurat Karala Bhala Habyavat. Dhimid Dhvanan Mridanga Tunga Mangala Dhvani Krama Pravartita Prachanda Tandava Shivaha. We'll first see the meaning. Shivaha Jayatu. The first word is Jayat. Jayatva means Jayatu. Adabhra. So Jayatu Shivaha, last word Shivaha, first word Jayatu. Jayatu Shiva. May the victory to Shiva. Karala Bhala. Karala Bhala, the second line you see the last. Karala we saw already, it means something which is very dreadful. And Bhala is the forehead. Shiva's forehead is very dreadful to see, because on his forehead he has Habyavat. Habyavat means Agni. The one who has Agni on his forehead. And as Shiva dances, we saw in the first verse, that first shloka, he has the snake around his neck. Bhujanga Tunga Malika. And as Shiva does Prachanda Tandava is a very fearful dance, which means Shiva will be jumping and moving in a very swift way and in a very fearful form. So which means the snake also will be moving along with it, along when Shiva dances. Snake cannot squeeze Shiva while dancing. The snake is like a mala. It has to be loose around his neck. Just because Shiva is moving, the snake cannot squeeze around and coil around Shiva. So it has to be loose like a mala. So just imagine Shiva is wearing a garland. But even when we wear a garland and we move fast, the garland also moves, isn't it? Similarly, the mala, snake mala is also moving. It's not just moving, it's just spinning, okay? Then the snake is breathing fast, because it has to breathe. and it is breathing, and as it breathes, you can see the air coming out. The air is coming out, and it is because it is swinging and it is breathing heavily, and due to that the breath, the air is coming out, and there is Dhananjaya on Shiva's forehead. The Agni is there on Shiva's forehead, Havyavat, and it is blazing. And now the snake is blowing. It's not intentionally blowing, but it's breathing, and it is. And when you blow the fire, what happens? It keeps burning more, right? So it is burning further. The breath of the snake is increasing the flames. And this Agni looks more fearful, more dreadful now because of that. And while he's dancing, he is dancing to the tune of the Dhwani. The Dhwani means sound. And this sound is Krama, a series of sound, continuous. And the Dhwani is Mangala Dhwani. Okay? It's not any Dhwani, Mangala Dhwani. And it is going dhimit, 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 dhimit. It is going there. And where is the Dhwani coming from? It is coming from the Mridanga. And the Dhwani is Tunga. Tunga means strong. The Mridanga Dhwani is Tunga, is strong. It's going dhimit, 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 dhimit. It's going like that. There is a bhajan which we used to sing as a child, in school days. Om dhimita dhimita dhim, dhimita dhimita dhim, dhimita dhimita dhim, nache bholanath. There is one song. Mridanga bhaje dhimita dhimita dhim, damaru bhaje dhim taka dhim dhim, veena bhaje hara om, nache bholanath. It will be very nice with all that jalra and all that we used to sing. Jing, 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 jalra. It will be very nice. We used to go in first speed, second speed, third speed, repeating it again and again. You will feel Shiva is really dancing in front of you. It will be very nice to visualize it. The Mridanga is being played, and first shloka we saw that Damaru is playing. Now Mridanga is also playing. Somebody must be playing. Shiva has Shivaganas, they will be playing that. So this is the shloka meaning. Then there is no story in all this, okay? Then the 12th shloka, Drishad Vichitra Talpayor Bhujanga Mautika Srajor Garishta Ratna Loshtayoho Suhrud Vipaksha Pakshayoho Trunaravinda Chakshushoho Prajamahi Mahendrayoho Samam Pravartayan Manaha Kada Sadashivam Bhaje. Samapravrittikaha Kada Sadashivam Bhaje. Two versions are there. All same meaning. No big difference. So what is he saying? Kada Sadashivam Bhaje. When will I worship Lord Shiva? Sadashiva. Sadashiva means Shiva who is always auspicious. Eternally. Nitya Mangala. Sadashiva means Nitya Mangala. So Ambika is also called Nitya Mangala. And Shiva is also Nitya Mangala. Sadashiva. So when will I worship Shiva, who is Akarva Sarva Mangala? When will I worship him with the sameness in Drishti? The sameness in Drishad, in my Drishti. When will I have Tulya? Tulya means sameness in the Drishti. Drishti, equal vision, okay, towards ordinary people and Mahendra. Ordinary people is Praja, okay. Praja Mahi Mahendrayoho. So Praja means ordinary people and Mahi Mahendrayoho means Bhupati, the king. a great leader, a Chakravarti. So when will I see them as equal? And when will I have a samadrishti towards truna? Trunam means grass, okay, dry grass, you can say, a blade of grass, and Aravinda, lotus. When will I see them as same? And towards Suhrud. Suhrud means friends, and Ari means enemy. Vipaksha. Vipaksha means enemies or opponents. And Paksha means same, those who stand by me. When will I see them as Samam? And Vichitra Talpayoho. Vichitra Talpa means bed, towards various types of bed. That is soft bed, luxurious bed, ordinary cot, or even just a mat, or even just a lying down on the plain floor, on the ground. When will I see all the bed as Sama? Where I won't differentiate between this is nice and that is not good, this is hard and that is soft. And Sraja means garland. When will I have the same drishti towards a snake, Bhujanga mala, a snake garland, and a garland made of Mauktika. Mauktika means pearl, a pearl garland. And Garishta Ratna Loshtayoho. Garishta Ratna means precious gem. Garishta means precious. Gems. Ratna means gems. And Loshta means lump of clay. So when will I have the samadrishti between precious stone and a lump of clay? So what does sameness mean? What does having samadrishti mean? He is talking about a jnani. He says, when will I have the samadrishti? When will I see? When will my vision transcend all the names and forms? So Ramana has studied Shastra. Okay, he is a Samavedi. And he must have by-hearted all the Upanishads, and he must have studied. Shukracharya is there, all the Asuras have a guru. So he has studied Shastras, and he has a guru, and the guru also teaches. So he is aware of everything. Brahman, Jiva, Paramatma, Tattvamasi. He has studied all this. So when will I have that? When will my ignorance go? That is what he's... CH is the word for lump of clay. Sama Loshta. Loshta Kanchana. Loshtashma. Okay. Garishta Ratna Loshta. Loshta Yoho. Loshta is lump of clay. So in Bhagavad Gita, there is a verse in 14th chapter, Samadukha Sukha Swastaha Samaloshtashma Kanchanaha. So Bhagavan is describing a jnani. Tulya Priya Priyo Dhirastulya Nindatma Samstutihi. So Samadukha Sukha. The one who sees Sukha and Dukha as Sama. And Swastaha, one Atmanyeva Atmana Tushtaha, one who doesn't need anything else in order to be happy, one who has understood that he himself is that Ananda Swarupa. And he says Loshtashma, lump of clay, and Kanchana means gold. The one who sees both gold and lump of clay as Sama, Tulya. Priya and Apriya, pleasant and unpleasant. And Ninda and Stuti. Ninda means somebody blames you, ridicules you, or whatever. And Stuti, praises. And Mana Apamana Yoho, Samaha, Tulya Buddhi. The sameness when somebody disrespects you, or Mana is honor, respecting, and Apamana means insult or dishonoring you. So both are taken equally. Sama doesn't see any difference in that. And sameness with reference to Mitra, friend, and Ari, enemy, and both the parties. And Sarvarambha Parityagi, the one who doesn't indulge in undertaking any activity in order to feel fulfilled, the one who is already fulfilled, such a person, he is Ajnani, he is Gunatitaha, iti Bhagavan says in Bhagavad Gita. So it's exactly almost the same thing he is saying here, Ravana, which means he has, of course, Bhagavad Gita may not be there. But whatever is said in Bhagavad Gita is a Sara of Upanishad Sara. So even though Bhagavad Gita is a Smriti, we accept it has the equal status of Shruti. So because it is the essence of all the Upanishads. Bhagavan himself says, whatever I am telling you right now, Arjuna, I have already Pura Prokta Maya Nagha. Already I have spoken about this to Manu. So which means all these teachings are in the Upanishads and Ravana is aware of it. So he's saying, when will I have that? When will my ignorance go? In short, when will my avidya go? That is what he is saying here. 13th shloka, he is continuing. Kada nilimpa nirjari nikunja kotare vasan vimukta durmatis sada shirasta manjalim vahan vimukta lola lochanaha lalama bhala lagnakaha shiveti mantram ucharan kada sukhi bhavam yaham. So kada sukhi bhavam yaham. When will I be happy? This is the verse I quoted in the beginning of the class, if you remember. When will I be happy? Kada sukhi. Does it mean he's not happy? No, he knows that he's not happy. In spite of all the powers, he has the control of everything. He has all the three worlds under his control. He has all the pleasures of the world. He has all the wealth of the world. All the devas are under his control. If he says, arise, sun to rise now, it will sun will rise. If he says the wind to blow, the wind will blow. If he says the ocean to be quiet, the ocean will be quiet. So that much power he has, and nobody in this world has the power to kill him or challenge him. So everything he has, everything a person could ask for. But he knows he's not happy. So kada sukhi bhavamyaham, when will I be happy? Shiveti mantram ucharan, by reciting Shivanama. Shiva is a mantra. By reciting the Shiva mantra, when will I be happy? Lalama bhala lagnakaha. Lalama means by applying on my bhala, on my forehead. Lagna means auspicious. So when will I apply the auspiciousness on my forehead? Means vibhuti. Okay. When will I apply on my forehead? Vilolo lola lochanaha means when will I be free from the lustful eyes, greedy eyes filled with lust, and free from having a durbuddhi, and with my hands raised up. Okay, he says, wait, let me look at the shloka. Vilola locha lochano lalama bhala lagnaha shiveti mantram ucharan kada okay shirasta manjalim vimukta durmatihi. Okay, being free from durbuddhi. Sada shirasta manjalim vaham, by always shirasta manjali means in anjali, keeping my hands folded and my hands raised above my head. Shirasta manjalim vahan. Kada nilimpa nirjari. Nilimpa nirjari means on the banks of the river Ganga. Nikunja kotare. Nikunja kotara means there will be a huge tree, in the forest. In the huge tree there will be a hollow, almost like a cave, but not made of rock but of tree. A cave in a tree, the hollow of a tree. When will I sit in the hollow of a tree on the banks of river Ganga with my hands raised up above my head, in Anjali Mudra and Shiveti Mantram Ucharan Kada Sukhi Bhavamyaham. So what stops him from giving up everything and going and do? That attachment is there, you know. It's, even if a person has the whole world, all the pleasures, all the wealth, the person is not satisfied, wants more. Like this is what we understand from the shloka. So after praising Shiva and begging him and doing all the stuti, he says, being a Shiva Bhakta, he says, when will I sit like this quietly and do Shiva Smaranam? 14th shloka. It is a Palashruti. With that, the shloka is over. Okay? Kada Sukhi Bhavamyaham. With that, Shivatandava Stotram is over. The 14th shloka is a Palashruti. 14th and 15th. Idam hi nityamevam uktam uttamottamam stavam. Stava. Stavam means this stotram, which is uttamottamam. Uttamattarim uttamam, best of the best. So, stavam. Uktam, one who talks about this stotra or recites this stotra. He indeed, idam, this stotra. He indeed, how patan, by reading, smaran, by remembering, dhruvan, by talking about it to somebody, sharing it with others. Naraha, the one who does this, Vishuddhimeti. Vishuddhim means he becomes Shuddha, Shuddhatma. Santatam, always. Nitya Shuddhatma, he becomes a Nitya Shuddhatma. Hare Guru. Hare Guru means here, on Hari, here Haraha means Shiva. Harehe means in Shiva. Who is Guru? He is Dakshinamurti, right? Shiva is Dakshinamurti. Subhaktim, one who has sincere devotion. Subhakti in Shiva, deep devotion in Shiva. Ashuhu, quickly, without any delay. Yati, will gain. Gati, will gain what? He says that in the next verse. Vimohanam, will gain, he will gain freedom from delusion. Vimohanam. And he has no other way. Na anyatha gati. You have to surrender only to Shiva. There is no other gati. If you want to have this Shuddha Buddhi, then you have to surrender only to Shiva. You have no other gati, no other way. And Su Shankarasya Chintanam. So Shiva's Chintanam of Lord Shiva will definitely give you freedom from delusion. Dehinam means the one who has the Deha. For the one who has ignorance, okay? To that person, Lord Shiva will remove the delusion. Just mere thought of Shiva is enough. That is what the Palashruti says. Puja Vasana Samaye Dashavaktra Geetam. Avasana means end, at the completion of puja. Dashavaktra Geetam. This stuti sung by Dashavaktra, one who has Vaktra literally means mouth, but here after Dashanana, okay, one who has 10 heads, that is Ravana. Yaha Shambhu Pujana Param, after the completion of Shiva Puja, Patati reads what time? Pradoshe, at the time of Pradosha, that is between 4:30 and 6 evening, sunset. Tasya, to that person, Sthiram Lakshmim, okay, The stable prosperity. Okay. Why Lakshmi will be stable? So Lakshmi has the nature of moving always. She will keep going. She will not stay in one place. But here the Palashruti is saying, if you say the Shivatandava Stotram, Shiva will make sure that Lakshmi will stay. She won't leave you. Sadaiva. She will be with you always. And along with Ratha, chariot, Gaja, elephant, Gajendra, along with all these things, all the other richness, horses also. So elephants, chariot, horses, everything you will have. Sumukhi means pradadati Shambhu. Shambhu means Shivaha. He will bless you with all this. That is what the Palashruti says. Iti Shri Ravana Kritam Shivatandava Stotram Sampurnam. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayaha, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet, Asato Ma Sadgamaya, Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityorma Amritangamaya. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate, Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. We'll see how to recite it. Okay.